Welcome to another edition of the Borderline Corral for borderline issues at hand. People, we need to support our local shops. We lead by example by starting from ground zero. Want to get your bow work done right before your eyes? Shop at Trader Jan's Archery Pro Shop and Wicked Twisted Bowstrings to get that at-home feel in Archery Pro service. Supplying your archery needs since 1991. Get Wicked and Twisted at Trader Jan's.
Why East Coast Bow Hunting Podcast?
Because neither one of us wear pink camo.
East Coast Bow Hunting Podcast. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Look, man, I'm from Wisconsin. I listen to East Coast Bow Hunters because you don't get anything more real than these guys.
Because East Coast Bow Hunting sets the standards for keeping its listeners informed on everything that matters in the hunting industry.
It's nice having somebody, local and represent the East Coast boys.
The East Coast is going to saddle up. Number one source for slaying whitetails on the East Coast.
Well, you might see Jesus if you actually shoot something, it'll get you into heaven.
Why East Coast? Why not? I'm East Coast, baby. That's how we roll. Chew on that.
Come on the show, a stranger, and you feel like one of the boys when you leave.
Because I get my hunting camp anytime I want.
There's some absolute monsters roaming the East Coast, and I think it needs a little attention, so why not bring it to the East Coast Bow Hunters Podcast?
Man, because East Coast is a tight-knit crew, and y'all like me. Raw, real, no bullshit.
Because you guys are hometown boys. I love you guys.
East Coast Bow Hunting Podcast.
This is Kurt Geyer with Working Class Bow Hunter, and East Coast Bow Hunting Podcast is the only hunting podcast I'll tune into.
Welcome back yet to another edition of the East Coast Bow Hunting Podcast. We're in a different place this time. Where, Trev?
Weird.
Weird?
Yep.
Why is it weird?
I don't know. It's awesome.
It's awesome and it's weird.
Yep. Awesomely weird.
I think you're awesomely weird.
I know.
I'm going to have to say it. All right, so we're here. Actually, we started the commercial segment right off the rip because we are here with Jill and Theo from Trader Jan's and Wicked Twisted Bowstrings at 288 Plymouth Avenue, 2nd floor in Fall River, Massachusetts, where the dead bodies fall in the river. Word?
Facts.
Facts. So, we're East Coast Bow Hunting Podcast. I'm your boy D-Rock here with
East Coast Trev.
And
Ryan the Porn Star.
And why don't you two introduce yourself? Let's start with Jill. Tell us who you are, where you're from, and where we can find you.
All right, I'm Jill. I live in Dartmouth. Our family business is Trader Jan's Archery Pro Shop, and we also do Wicked Twisted Bowstrings located in Fall River, Mass. And I've been in the archery game for about 38 years at this point, so it takes a lot to shock me these days.
You're awesome. Old. Theo, tell us real quick who you are and where you're from.
Easy. My name's Theo. They call me King Shaka. Also Robin Hood, a.k.a. Robin from the Hood, you know what I mean? Born and raised in Mattapan. I'm out here with Jill at Trader James, just having fun. I like to hunt and shoot.
Hell yeah. So this show is also brought to you by Shebeen Brewing, the Hunter's Beer. So let's run down our promo codes. Gator Outdoors, outfitting the working class. What promo code is that, Trev?
East Coast 10.
East
Coast.
10. Yeah. See, you get it. You catching on. You're natural. Ethics Archery.
Well, we got ECB 10.
East Coast 10.
East Coast 10.
Yeah.
If you don't shoot ethics, then fuck you.
Plain and simple. Also, Death Wish Coffee, the world's strongest coffee, fueled by Deathcast, is their podcast host, the amazing Jeff. And stay tuned because either in podcast land he's been on or he's about to be on. So we're about to see when we're going to release this episode. Use promo code East Coast 10 for that promo code. And also we have Tree Thrasher.
Imitate the Wild.
What's the promo code for that?
ECB 15.
East Coast 15,
oh,
right?
It's East. No, it's ECB. Oh.
No, East Coast 15.
East Coast 15.
All right. We've been doing this for a year now, Trev.
Oh, then Gator Outdoors is ECB 10.
Is it ECB 10?
Yeah, because they're different.
Yeah, there's one different one. Yeah.
They are. Sorry.
Yeah, and if you want to get some swag from Working Class Bowhunter, we still have our promo code out there, ECB, and save you some. So, I mean, now we can honestly say we're, and so proud to say that we are brought to you by Ethics Archery. Ooh, look at the Obsession crew looking at us.
Elite Archery, D.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I think they know that already.
Yeah. So we're brought to you by Elite Archery. Find the cure and get your test result. No pun?
Pun.
I was talking to Porn Star, but we're talking about, see, you like what I did there?
There's way too many jokes for me for that one.
Well,
I'll be nice today.
Is there a cure for it?
I don't know. You tell me.
There definitely is a cure for it.
I'm going to go get my result and see if there's a cure from Elite Archery.
Too easy.
Oh, man. So this is going to be a fun episode, man. This has been a long time coming. Jill actually reached out, I don't know how long ago.
About a year ago, I think.
Was it a year now? And you said, you're starting with the Wicked Twisted Bowstrings. And I saw, the advertisement here and there on social media specifically. And it's pretty cool to see an up and rising kind of company that's already been solidified, but kind of venturing off in a different avenue. Because like anything as well as us, it's all about evolution and kind of going with the times. So why don't we start from the beginning, Jill? Tell us a little bit of your history with Trader Jan's and kind of segue how you got the idea for Wicked Twisted Bowstrings. Can't talk.
You sure? It might be a long story.
We're here all day.
All right. So back in 1990, my parents decided to open up an archery shop. So we've been in this location since 1991. And then from there, my parents both ran the shop with some help with family, friends, and family. In 1996, I took over the family business, and I just keep evolving. Like you said earlier, got to keep changing with the industry. Been making bowstrings that whole entire time, and I decided about 6 years ago to broaden the string making business to go beyond the local area. And what do you think, Theo? 4 years ago, did I get the machines?
Yeah.
So about 4 years ago, I decided to it really needed to go to that next step, and Wicked Twisted Bowstrings was born. And
Nice.
it's just been full steam ahead ever since.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So how did you... Oh, something's coming in.
Must be the results.
Maybe they found the cure.
The cure is here. What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the weekly Whitetail News with Ryan the Porn Star. The temperatures are continuing on the downfall trend, and so are the whitetails. Congrats to all you slayers out there following your blood trails right to your kills. And congrats to, what was the gentleman's name that's just here?
Jack, right?
Jack, yep.
Who just brought in a real nice 6-point buck who, to be registered in here at Trader Joe's.
I smell like tarsal glands.
Don't you usually smell like that anyways?
Yeah, well.
It's either that or death.
Yeah, sorry.
So first up in the news here is a warning to hunters. Thieves seem to be now targeting the vehicles of hunters because of the hunting-related decals on their windows. In a thief's mind, they're picturing weapons and expensive gear inside, so it's an easy spot to get something. So when you're out there, be careful of what you're putting on your vehicle, where you're parking it, because in a thief's mind, that's easy money right there. And that's all hard-earned money, hard-earned gear that we put in there, so...
Why are you giving away my secrets, man?
Hey, man, I know what you do in dirty water.
Hey, how do you think I have all this awesome gear? It's not our sponsors.
Well, in that case, you know what I'm looking for?
And get in line. I got a list.
So this next piece up is coming from the hunter's dream state of Alaska. In Gustavus, Alaska, kindergartners and grade schoolers are learning how to butcher a moose. So meanwhile, here in the lower 48, kids are being pushed away from the outdoors, killing, and anything related to the outdoors. But these kids in Alaska, they're learning the right way of life, learning how to completely skin, butcher, and package an animal from start to finish. Now, that's just something everyone should learn in their life. And as Trevor was just saying before, he grew up in a butcher shop. So, get your kids out there and teach them the ways of life, because there's more to what they're learning now. Now, depending on when this podcast does release, coming up this week in Connecticut, we have some great weather to make the deer move. The daytime highs are only going to be in the low to mid-50s. With the end of the week, we're going to see a good frost with lows finally in the 20s. And luckily, that's right in time for my vacation. And you boys are going up to New York that same weekend, too. So it's going to be some great weather altogether. So
We'll be at Bow and Bridle.
Bow and Bridle. So the time is now. Get into the woods anywhere and anytime you can. And that is your weekly Whitetail News, brought to you by Ryan the Porn Star. And as always, send me your news.
Who we send the nudes to now?
Theo could probably get some nudes.
I got them all day.
So what perfect segue to I get them all day. Jill, how'd you meet Theo, and how did Theo get involved with Trader Jan's?
Well, it's kind of an interesting story. I used to be part of another group on Facebook that I'm no longer part of, and I saw Theo's message. He had an issue with his peep sight on his bowstring. So, me, being the savvy woman I am, I reached out to Theo and said, hey, hit me up. I can probably take care of you. And I think we talked a little bit through Messenger, and I said, contact where you got the bow through first, because you just spent all this money and it was only like a week old, if that.
I dropped some bank on that.
And so there was some little bit of friction there, I guess, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And Theo came in and he said, fix me. So I fixed them up all right. I had them all back in the woods within, a couple days. I snuck your order right through.
2 days.
2 days. And he's been part of the family ever since.
Spending money. I spent like $9,000.
Yeah, about that.
It?
Just on bows.
Oh,
on bows alone. Nothing else. I don't know. I don't want to say the other.
It's all about bros and bows.
I don't know if my wife's gonna be listening. I don't want to get in trouble.
You sure it was $9,000?
I think it was like
$2,000. $2,000, $2,000, right?
Like $1,500. Let's go with $1,500. That sounds good.
Oh man. So why don't we recap a little bit? You also provide a different service for the state that we were lucky enough and fortunate to actually witness it, as Ryan mentioned earlier. You're a check-in way station or check-in station for deer and turkey.
I absolutely am, for the state of Massachusetts.
That's awesome. How'd you get involved with that?
Well, many years ago, we used to do licenses. We couldn't do check-ins at the time. And just so happens 2 years ago, I reached out to the state and to find out if I could be a check-in station. And they were thrilled. And little did I know that all the surrounding check-in stations are no longer open.
Oh, no shit.
So I am pretty much the only game in town for a check-in station for probably a good 20 miles. Besides going to Freetown State Forest, and they're hit or miss. So
that's pretty badass, and I appreciate the service you provide, only because just to get numbers and records and to officially submit them. Like, I don't know if you knew, I'm a Pope and Young measurer, so something like that's like any kind of service to the industry like that, just to keep track and statistics. It goes a long way, man, because people need to know. People need to know how to look this stuff up, and just to be part and involved in that, that's really something. So we commend you for that. That's awesome.
Thanks.
So, I mean, let's take us through a kind of virtual tour of the shop through audio only right now. We are recording too, so we might see this on YouTube as well. But take us through your shop, kind of explain everything that you offer, everything that you have here, what you may potentially get influence to stock and inventory maybe.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I do see an Elite banner to my right, hanging right over the American flag. I think that was done on purpose. So just take us step by step through your shop, please.
Absolutely. So as a whole, our shop is just shy of 12,000 square feet. We actually have 4 indoor shooting ranges. One range, it goes up to 40 yards. We have our main range, as we call it, is always set at 20 yards. The targets are all movable too, so we can change them into distances. We also have another range that's set at 10 yards for our rental gear that we offer, lightweight recurve bows to come in and shoot. And then we also have the Area's only indoor 3D range over here to my right-hand side.
And you spent a pretty penny on those targets.
I did. They're all Reinhardt targets, by the way. Only the best.
Yes, we noticed that. That was insane.
And then off of the 3D room, I have where the string magic happens is the Wicked Twisted Bowstring workstation, I guess you want to call it. And then we have the front counter, the back wall, and then we got bow presses in the back and pretty big sales area that I probably don't need that size anymore. But I got a couple lines of bows, and these guys over here are trying to get me to bring Elite back into the store, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I like that plug. I like that plug. So, Theo,
what's up?
How you get so involved? Tell us your side of the story. How you get so involved and wrapped up into Trader Jan's and Wicked Twisted Bowstrings?
Well, this is like second home. So, when I got into bow hunting or just archery in general, I came here. Once they set me up with a string, I was here like every day after work, just hanging, and we just got cool. Like, we went from just doing shoots together to going out to eat together. Then once my family, like, I don't make friends, I make family. So people were calling, hey, that's your boy, that's your cousin. I'm like, yeah, that's my cousin. My kids call her auntie. They think she's rich, too. Oh, my God.
Well, I am not rich as a side
you are
note.
rich.
According to TJ.
Only because I gave him $2 for candy.
'Cause he ain't getting nothing from me but shelter. He thinks she's rich. So, yeah, I got in it, and then we went to the ATA show. We made a couple funny videos. I showed you guys the Matthews video, and when I went there, like, everybody had seen it, and like I thought I was home. I still think I'm home, and I just love hunting. I love shooting, hanging out with the guys, the gals too. Can't forget you. But yeah, I'm deep in it now. I ain't coming out either. I'm gonna dig another hole.
There you go.
Get deep.
I know all about digging holes. I had to cross the border. A couple tunnels I had to dig out.
No way. I came on a boat, bro.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't do the boat. They'll gun us down. They'll gun us down. Where's the show headed to?
Straight to hell.
Been there.
Yeah. We back.
This is where that tan came from. This is not natural. You know what I mean?
Oh, man, there's so many jokes there. I can't do it. I can't do it.
I got mad of them.
Yeah,
I got this new, I use natural camo, so I don't have to, put on no paint. It just comes that way, bro.
I'm kind of jelly, man. I'm kind of jelly.
Right, though.
There's no washing off.
Nothing. Yeah. Just don't be driving in other neighborhoods. You be straight.
I guess the question more or less is, where did you find Theo?
I don't know. Like, I haven't found myself yet. That's a good question for life right there. You can ask my wife that. Don't ask her. She'll give you a different answer. I was more like a stalker or something like that.
Oh, boy.
It's like hunting, see?
It's like hunting.
Yeah. Shooting stock and shoot.
Yep, I was in rut.
There you go. So, I mean, recently you were, it was pretty cool because the first time I met y'all, we were getting the strings done up for the bows and stuff. And you were saying you were shooting an 80-pound draw bow.
84 pounds.
84, excuse me. 84 pounds.
Them extra,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And tell us about your experience drawing that weight when you went target shooting with the crew.
Oh, when I did that field shoot for 130 shots?
Yeah.
I died.
Please get into detail. Please get into detail with
that.
that.
I thought it was a regular 3D shoot, but it was a field shoot. I didn't know nothing about field shooting. You just shoot far. So I was like, cool, no problem. Man, 130 shots was a lot. I just started shooting. I was like, we done? He's like, this is the fourth shot. I'm like, what you mean? Because you have to do, like, walk-ups, fans, and all this other stuff, which I like doing all avenues of archery. I think they all need it. You need indoor to get on target with form. 3D's good for, like, hunting scenarios. And field is just to see if your setup's right. My setup was perfect. I just wasn't perfect. Like, I lost shoulders, arms. I was done. I didn't want to shoot no more. I had to ice up that day.
Really? That far, huh?
It was bad. But
Damn.
That's nothing. I'll do it again. I need to
So
win.
what are you shooting now?
Well, I have the Obsession FXL. I have that set up at, what is it, Joe? 72 pounds?
I believe it's 72.
Yeah, so 72. I mean, she won't let me have 80 again.
That's
so
good.
No more.
I'm getting it.
Why is that, though, Joe? Can you break it down? The main reason why?
Well, with all these, the modern bows, you really don't need the 80 pounds anymore. There's enough kinetic energy built into even just a 60-pound bow to take down any animal that's needed. So I feel 80 pounds isn't needed anymore.
It's America. It's big to go home. I want 90 pounds. They let me draw back a 120-pound longbow. That was sweet.
Come on. Really?
Yeah. Wow. I got it.
Where's
back.
this?
This was here.
Yeah, Bill brought it in?
Brought it in, yeah.
Wow.
He's like, you can't draw that back. I was like, hold it. got it back. Oh my God.
What was Lifton Hunt's bow? What was
90.
his? 90.
Yep.
Well, was it?
Oh, no, I thought it was 100.
No, it was 90.
Oh, it was 90.
Yep.
What is it? APA got a 92-pound bow now.
Yep.
Wow.
Pigman used to. And just like Jill said, now he shoots 70. I think he's rocking Obsession now, too.
Nah, he gone.
Yeah, he's not Little B anymore.
Oh, really?
Nah.
Good for him. He's coming to Elite.
I don't know. Maybe that's the result.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, they have the cure.
I'm not going to tell you which disease, though.
Oh, man. So what is Trader Jan's specifically known for, and what is your goals for Wicked Twisted Bowstrings?
Well, I believe and I hope that our family shop, Trader Jan's, is known for a family-friendly archery shop that everybody's welcome to come into, no matter what part of the sport of archery that you do, hunting, target, field, doesn't matter, just recreational shooting. And then as far as the bowstring goes, my hope is I've already started to do some international stuff, and I'm just hoping that it blows up, and I have to pretty much get a couple more people to help me make strings other than little old me chained to my string machine back there. That's pretty much it.
That's pretty awesome. So you said internationally. What's going on with that? Like, what's the furthest country that you've reached out so far, you think?
Right now,
Australia,
I have done Austria, Germany, Peru, and then trying to think the other guy. Nope, that's it so far.
Nice. So that's pretty sweet. I know over in Europe, that's becoming more of a fad, bow shooting that is, or archery, because they're primarily gun hunters over there.
Yes.
Because they don't have a lot of permission for archery hunts out there. Because they say it's less ethical, which, I mean, you talk to any archer, and some gun hunters, you're more, or let's say the all-around hunter, an experienced all-around hunter, they'll say they can be more accurate with a bow and string, or a string and bow and string. How's
stick and string?
Stick and string. There you go. I'm still learning this English thing. A stick and string versus a rifle,
right?
Which at first hand, like if you're not experienced and you're looking from the outside in the looking glass, you would think a gun is more accurate. But I mean, the stick and string is king, right? King Shaka?
Always.
I
use anything.
Use anything.
I mean, the bow's a part of me, so
yeah.
Just let it fly.
Have you gone on a muzzleloader hunt yet?
I don't like muzzleloaders.
Why don't you like muzzleloaders?
It's just old school. It's not my thing.
It's the longbow, man.
Nah.
It's the longbow. It's the longbow of rifles.
Just give me a stake. It got to be hard. Like, if it's not hard, I don't want to do it. Like, rifle to me is chips all day. I can put it where you want it. I'm going to hit it.
Yeah.
Under 500, it's good.
Under 500. But
that's real. That's long. I mean, long range to me is
I agree.
300 plus.
Absolutely.
Inside 300, that's just shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can sight that in, no problem. My wife can do 300, no problem. Like,
what about on a windy day? That's not a challenge?
Depends how far and what type of wind, like elevation, if you can get all like crazy with it.
Right.
What am I doing? A 308?
Yeah.
All day. Let's go.
Yeah.
All day. No problem. Now we going out west.
What about that AK though?
The chopper. No, not that far. Not at all. No. 100 yards or less.
Nice. So back to Trader Jan's. What would you say is your primary source of, or not even that? What do you sell most of out of the shop, or what do you provide most? What do people come in here for primarily?
Well, it's actually a little bit of everything. There isn't something specific. Probably more so service on their bows. Peep sight, string loops, bow setups. That's been our busiest part the past couple of years. Other than that, we got the indoor shooting range, and yeah.
That's really cool. And you have another part of your crew. You want to shout them out real quick?
Who would that be?
John.
Oh, yeah, my right-hand man,
tattoo.
huh? He's back there behind the counter.
Yeah, he's the guy with the nice tattoo.
The guy with the nice tattoo.
Yes, everywhere we go, people touch it.
Really?
Mostly guys.
It's kind of funny.
Oh, mostly guys.
I swear to God.
It's really funny.
Hilarious.
Really?
I let it happen, too. He's like, why didn't you stop it?
He gets so upset.
Yeah, like, is that real? I'm like,
and then he finds the closest Purell and douses his arm.
Oh, he's like a germaphobe, too. That's why I let it happen. I don't even tell him it's about to go down.
No wonder he cringed when he shook hands with the porn star over here.
He already knew.
Nah, it's all good.
It's usually guys with beards. Beards like Ryan.
That is pretty thick beard right there. That's the winter beard.
He knew the porn star had extra Vaseline on his hand.
Oh, God.
That's why Theo shook my hand.
All day.
Let me get some of that.
But all honestly, if it wasn't for my right-hand man over here, Jonathan, taking care of the front of the store and letting me just stay in the back and make strings, I wouldn't be able to get things going the way they are right now. So
he holds it down.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's So what the hell do you do here, Theo?
I'm the salesman.
You're the salesman?
Number one salesman.
Yeah.
I can talk a fish out of water, anything. Listen, I get people set up. I get them excited. I just show them what Jill can make a product of. I came here shooting horrible. I didn't know nothing. She put me in the right path and had me shooting. You give me anything. I've only been shooting truthfully since, 2016?
Yeah.
What were you shooting then?
My first bow was a Golden Eagle. I think it was called a Golden Eagle.
I think you said it was a Golden Eagle.
Then I had a Bear Attitude. Then I bought a
Matthews.
A Matthews.
64-inch axle echo.
The thing was huge.
That had the toilet paper roll adapter.
Toilet roll, yeah.
So if
yeah.
you miss,
also
you
had
just wipe your tears.
windmills. So every time I shot, I sent power to the world.
There you go.
Like
there you go.
Took it away from my arrow though, so it wouldn't stick in the target. Sorry, Levi.
Yeah.
And now I've been shooting OB since. I bought my first OB and I loved it, and I met them and they love me. So what I'm here for is just showing people cool hunting stuff.
Yeah.
And talking trash. That's number one.
Yeah, you're good at that.
You're a big trash
picked up on
talker.
that.
That's what I try. You know?
Hey, man.
Well,
They don't know the guys from the hood.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gifted.
They don't like us too much until they get to know us.
Pretty much.
That's one thing I learned quick.
Yeah.
Like these two that I'm in between, these two hillbillies right here.
I mean, out across the street from
they didn't
them
like
two
me at
anyway.
first. Then they got to know me. They're like, oh, this dude is cool. So as far as the Wicked Twisted Bowstrings, take us through the process of that. Because that was pretty intriguing, and I have a lot of footage of you kind of getting down and busy, and I think you were even twerking a little serving in there, getting groovy with it and stuff.
Maybe.
I twerk.
Get my groove on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What, they throw, like, string wax at you?
Yes. String pieces.
It's all there.
String material.
That's crazy. I'll never go to that club.
I'm first in line because I want new strings on my boat.
It's a little
new
slippery.
threads.
It's a little slippery.
So take us the step-by-step through that process, because that's actually pretty intriguing. And the machine setup is impressive.
Sure. So the way I make my strings is, of course, I lay everything out. I got my string schematics, and then everything gets stretched under pneumatic tension, 400 pounds worth of pneumatic tension, for a certain time frame. And then once the stretch time is over, I put my stuff on the Super Server 800 machine. Plug for specialty archery.
Shameless plug.
Don't forget, was it Butch?
Oh, yeah. I didn't get that far yet.
Don't forget about the green
Let
stuff.
her tell the story, thug.
You know what I'm saying?
Back it up.
Don't be giving out no secrets either.
I won't.
What are you, her security guard also?
All day. I'm the union supervisor. I'm everything.
Listen, when he says, hold my pocket,
Hold my pocket.
Oh, God.
his vanilla holds his pocket.
That's my pocket right there.
That's awesome. So under pneumatic tension,
Yep,
and
under pneumatic tension, like I said, the Super Server, and I have the capabilities to do about 8 sets at a time. Thankfully to Baker Archery Products. Thanks, Butch.
There we go.
And I also have to give a big shout out to my BCY boys in Connecticut. Thank you for making such a great product.
Best string in the world.
You know it. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. Usually total time takes me start to finish anywhere between 2 to 3 hours between stretch time, layout, serve up. And then we do the installation on the bow.
That's awesome. So, I mean, you can virtually, as a consumer, we can call you up, and you said you have a launch coming out for a specific website, too, that will eliminate talking to Jill herself?
I do. Well, I don't mind the phone calls and the messages, but I know some people prefer, at 2 o'clock in the morning, they get inspired for a new set of strings and cables. So hopefully about Thanksgiving time, Wicked Twisted Bowstrings will have its own separate website, and you can just go order directly from the website.
That's awesome. So, is there a limitation to which bow you can put strings on?
I can make anything happen.
Wow.
That's
a
awesome.
bold statement.
Yep. Wow.
That's a bold statement. Anything. And what about color combinations?
You name it, I can make it.
Damn.
And there was also some that were like multiple colors in one string, right?
Yep,
You have like a tricolor.
Yep, they call those speckled colors, and that is only available in the material, the 452X material at this point in time from BCY. But
Wow.
yep, you can do speckles. I got the Patriotic. I got one they call Fireball. We can even do a, like I told you guys earlier, you can do a special blend just for you guys with the colors. But yeah, you dream it up. I can make it.
Can we take mine off and try again? No.
Yeah, Trev, what'd you think, man?
Oh, it's definitely something badass, man. It definitely brought some serious life to my bow. I knew it was coming up for a makeover, but I didn't know at that kind of level. Like, it definitely makes my bow pop. It's just like a whole new bow to me, honestly.
So
and it didn't take long at all. It only took her 20 minutes, maybe.
Well, she did pre-make them.
Yeah, well,
which
I'm saying,
which
like,
is a nice
setting
feature,
everything
though.
up
Yep.
That's where I'm getting at, is that you can call in and get them pre-made, and if you did want to make the jaunt down here to Trader Jan's in Fall River, Massachusetts, you can have them pre-made, show up, and they'll pop them on in, less than 20 minutes?
Yeah.
So? And then how did it feel, the shootability of the string?
Oh, it was amazing.
It even added, tell us what you told them about adding a few more pounds to it.
Oh, I Jillified it.
Jillified.
I made that word up.
Jillified. I'm writing that
That's
down.
all Theo's
That's
words.
my word. That's my word.
I wrote that down. That's a topic. Jillified. Can you explain the Jillify? Well, like, what do you do specific to Jillify the strings?
Well, as Theo said, that was a term he coined. And all that means is that you leave me creative freedom to come up with colors, how to make it, just kind of let me do my thing. I usually just ask if you want something bright, if you want something more earth tone, just like kind of got a starting line. And I just take it from there.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Hell yeah. What do you think, Ryan? What's your take on the strings, man?
The strings are awesome, man. I wiped the dust off the old Elite Z28, brought it back to life, needed some new strings and cables, and it's looking awesome, man. Feels great, looks great. It's just an incredible product.
She even upgraded your a little something on your strings too, right?
Yeah. What did you call those?
They're called TPUs.
TPUs.
Yeah. They're in. There's only a little bit left out there because the company is no longer on that was making them that I know of, but I have a little stash in the back.
Nice. So, see, Jill brings out the stash from the back. She pimps out your strings and your bow. I mean, you could do it all.
Not even that, but she found something on my bow that made it feel way better because my draw stops were loose.
Oh, come on.
Which is insane.
You don't need those.
Yeah, he's like...
Is that what was making that slap noise?
Yeah.
It's making a little jingling sound. Just like, because your back stops are loose, Trev.
Sounds about right. It's probably because it fell out of the tree about 15 fucking times.
Yeah. We have a segment in the show, Trev's bloopers, from time to time. I'd say from time to time. It happens all the time, but we just don't list it off and put it on blast every time. That's what it is.
It keeps people waiting.
Yeah. Well, it makes it relatable because not everyone's as good as Ryan over here, you know?
I guess so, man.
So I the porn star, I know. Insane. I don't even know how he jumped on the podcast. He's like, I can do amazing things. Like, all right, you're on. Oh, man. So let's take a little break from the business talk. Let's go to, actually, before we segue to Theo, what's your most recent, your most recent hunt memory that you have, Jill?
Well, you kind of got me on that one. I have not been out hunting yet.
I know. I bring this up, but only because I want to egg you on to get back into the woods, because that's our specialty. We really get people fired up. We're like hype men, you know, like, yeah, get in the woods. You got to get in the woods.
Trust me, I'm fired up. King Shaka over here actually had me all hooked up earlier this year, and some personal matters came about, so I had to pass up on stuff. But I think there's something in the works again, maybe. I don't know.
I got to think about it.
Okay.
So when's the last time you were in the woods to take something down?
Never.
Never.
We're
going to rectify that.
Yeah.
Unless the woodchuck counts. Does woodchuck count?
Of course.
Okay. Then it's been about 20 years since I did a woodchuck.
You're just that busy at the shop, huh? It just
all the time.
consumes so much.
I am here 24/7.
Wow.
Jill lives here. She loves it.
So,
Theo, you need to step it up.
Yeah.
And let Jill go out and do some
stuff.
Well, back off a little bit.
That's what I'm
Let
doing
your girl
now.
go out and kill something. Come
She
on.
can come out anytime. Anytime. She got a buck behind the house.
Oh, I know. You were saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, Theo, take us through your most recent events. Actually, before that, how'd you even get the idea to go cross seas to go hunting?
Oh, to Africa?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm black, so
going back to your
I
roots.
just want to go back to the roots. You know what I mean? I want to go back to Africa.
Did you go back via boat or?
Nah, I got money, so
okay.
we flew. We's rich. You know what I'm saying?
That's where your little guy gets
Wait,
it from.
IRS, no, IRS.
Oh man! So I know you haven't taken a whitetail this season.
Nope, not this season.
What about last season?
I got a doe last season.
Nice. And what about the season before that? Because you said 2016 you started.
I got 2 does. I had a spike too.
Nice.
16. I had a spike.
Nice. That's awesome. So what gave you the idea besides the pigment of your skin to get to Africa and slay something with an OB?
I just wanted to go there. I was just like, well, you call me King Shaka. Shaka Zulu's from South Africa. So I was like, let me go over there, see the people, and kill some stuff. So I went there. And I was like, it was a joke in the beginning. Like, yeah, I'm going back to Africa, ha, ha, ha. And then I ended up there, and I was like, whoa.
Fuck, I'm going back to the hood.
And I was by myself, too. Like, I didn't come with nobody. It was just me going over there. I'm like, watch, I'm going to get kidnapped. They're going to think I'm rich, and I'm not. I had to tuck my chains in. I was like, yo, this is wild.
Yeah, I remember actually not too long ago when I first visited y'all, and you were talking about that. I'm like, oh, you hitting up Africa, and then you were telling me about your 84-pound bow, this or that. Now, when you went to Africa, did you tone it down? Did you go with the 72?
Yeah, that's the bow. That's
okay.
the bow I used this year. Last year
cool.
I had 2 80-pound bows I took last year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How many times have you been over there?
2.
You've been there twice?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this recent events, when you got there, you're like, oh, tucking in your chains. So what happened?
No, I didn't do that this time.
So what happened?
I was king when I went back.
Yeah?
You know what I'm saying?
They remember
knew
you?
Me.
Oh, yeah.
They ran up. It was like coming to America. It is him. It is him. I was like, listen, you ain't got to bow. Just bring me to where I need to be. It was good.
So what was the first? Actually, how was the camp there? Like
this year?
Yeah.
It was great. So it was like 6 hours away from Johannesburg. We was in the car forever. We get there. It was beautiful. It had a pool. I had it looked like a hut, but it wasn't. It was actual like brick and mortar building. It just looked like it from the outside. Had a giant bathroom, central air. It was great. I was living in like at home, and but like how they hunt, the hunting style, like
they had running water too.
Everything.
Oh no kidding.
Okay. On those hunts, yes.
What was the outfitter that you were with over there?
Was it Bell Sippo Safaris?
We'll take a timeout. No,
my bad, Bell. My bad, Dempsey. Just check out my Facebook. You'll see the link. Yeah, it was good. It was awesome. Like. They had everything lined out, ready for the hunt. Tell me we planned it out the day before. And then we went the first day. A lot of stuff came in, but nothing I wanted. It was hot. Like, we was cooking in there.
So, before we get into when you were cooking in there, now, was there a set plan, like, for species that you were after? Or they gave you a list, like...
I had one over there for a Gims buck, but over here we call it the Oryx. Yep. I wanted a big warthog, and I wanted the wildebeest. I went there last time. It gave me trouble. They call it a poor man's buffalo. They're tough to kill.
Really?
You got to be on point. They will live forever. So I was like, I got to have that. And the giraffe came up in the discussion. Like, it was in the process about to go down anyway, and they gave me the option to go after it. So I was like, yeah, let's do it.
So you already had a game plan of what you wanted to tackle. So when you're waiting there in the hut, or actually before you're sitting there baking in the sun, right? Did you say, hey, let's go after this species first, or after the list of what you were told you could take, you kind of just go out there, hunt, and see what comes by?
So you had a preset list, but like whatever comes out, you can go for it. You just ask, is it able to take this? Because they have a certain amount of like animal to like male to female ratio of what you can take. So it's conservation. You just can't, obliterate everything. So, I mean, he was like, oh, you can take that. They have so many here, and this one's a good bull, and they usually go after, like, the good bulls, nice old ones, because usually when they get old, they can't reproduce anymore. So, I had what I wanted on my mind, and I just went after it, and then the giraffe came, and I was like, I got to do that.
That was the first one?
Yeah.
Oh,
that was the first animal that you took while you were over there? On the second hunt.
That's savage.
On the second hunt,
On the second hunt. That was the first one. Okay.
So before you take us play-by-play, because we need details, enlighten us a little bit, because we learned something today, too, that there's 8 different species?
8 different species of giraffe.
All right, so tell us a little bit about the species, or the different species, whatnot, and then segue
Just
into
make
the
some
story.
love to that microphone, though.
Yeah. Make love to it, man. Easy. No, don't mouth it. Don't mouth it.
Ryan got crazy.
Yeah.
I got a little excited.
I mean, I don't know the species name specific because you got the scientific name, but I think there's 2 derivative to South Africa, and so they help breed them. And the one I went after, he was an old bull, like he was mean, like he's the man. He was Mike Tyson out there knocking giraffes. A giraffe falling is like a tree going down. It's like ba-doom, doom, doom. And I was like, what? So when we got out there to go hunt, I thought it was going to be, like when I went the first time, the giraffes were like, cool. They just would like be right there. No, not these ones. Not this one specifically. He'd be 150 yards. You get 20 yards into that 150, he gone. That's another 400 you going after him. And we just kept having to go after. It took about 4 hours to get the first shot, which was 85 yards. And I'm fat, so like walking's not my thing. And it was hot. I was like, yo, let's let it go. He needs to live. He want to live. My man is running. I'm done. They're like, nah, come on, we could do this. I'm like, you could do it. I'm going to the car. So
right.
I go to the car. He happens to come that way. And such a big heart, how they die is you pretty much cut off circulation to the brain. It has to, pass out. So he ran about for a good 3 hours.
Wow.
Passed out.
Tough son of a bitch.
Oh, he tough.
He didn't want to die.
He didn't want to die.
Nah.
I wouldn't want to die either. You know what I mean? He go down. They're like, oh,
well, when you're old, though, it's like, just take me low.
I don't
just
know. He was the man when he was old.
Yeah.
Shoot. He was like, what's the dude? Nah, I ain't going to get Playboy.
But, Hugh Hefner?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He was the man.
He was the man. He was like, what, 100?
Yeah, something
close
like that.
to it. Anything after 50 to me is 100. So
he signed a deal with the devil, though. That's why.
He giving out deals like that?
Yeah, like
hey,
that.
holla at me.
But you know what? It's funny because it's not funny, but mature giraffes have been known to take out smaller or young males.
That's a lot of species that do that.
Yeah.
Lions do the same thing. Like
zebras, even.
Zebras is
those are brutal.
It was crazy. I found out too. Like a lot of the animals, they work together. Like if you're looking for zebras, look for like wildebeest. They hang out. I think wildebeest can't bend all the way down, so they eat the high grass, and the zebras eat the low grass. So they work together on like just grazing. It's kind of crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
They're about to put my Mexican ass out the job for landscaping.
Yo, why don't you get some?
I'm saying.
Fact, see?
We got
some.
All I got to do is feed them. Forget gasoline. Wildebeest, you get the high grass. You get that frag grass over there. Send the African burros to the short
day.
grass, man.
That's how we do it.
So who am I going to lay down for mulch and stuff? You say you shot another critter out there, right?
A warhog.
But something with hands.
Oh, a baboon. Them things, they don't put mulch down. They throw poop. They throw poop.
Oh, so okay.
Yeah.
So what are they
fertilizer?
Yeah,
fertilizer.
Yeah. Fertilize the garden.
Yeah, but they throw it at people. It's different. It's not throwing on the ground.
So you gotta be quick.
You gotta be super quick.
How close were you to get that one?
He wouldn't come in too close. I think he was like a 47-yard shot.
Oh, a little chip shot for you, man.
All day.
All day.
All day.
That's
if it's
awesome.
on my dial, it's going down.
So let's before we get sidetracked, take us back to the giraffe because you said that was what? How much pounds meat? How many pounds meat?
A little bit over 1,100 pounds.
And you said the heart was 20 pounds of that?
22 pounds.
Jesus.
Wow.
Big heart.
That was a lot of work. How many people did it take to,
well, just to
that?
get it on the trailer, it was probably like 7 of us.
Wow.
Trying to push it to close the trailer. mind you, there's only like 3 of us over 200 pounds. Everybody else is like a wind blow. They was on what, $130. They're like, push. I'm like, push what, bro? What are you doing? Just move. But 11 families took part of that meat.
That's awesome.
It fed a lot of people. I had some. Tastes like venison.
Yo, that video you put up, you're sitting down, and I don't know who it was, one of your buddies that was involved there brought this huge Flintstone rib and put it on your plate, man. Can you describe us, not only just the taste of it, but like just the process of seeing that big-ass rib bone? And you said that was one of the smaller ribs,
That was
right?
a small rib.
Yeah.
I mean, take you through it. Let me see. What was I thinking? I was like, yeah, this is good. I'm hungry. I'm hungry again. Oh, it's here. I need some barbecue sauce. You know what I'm saying? And once they brought it, I brought my own barbecue sauce too.
What about hot sauce?
You don't roll with.
I brought hot sauce too.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I come ready.
You don't roll with the chili sauce or the chutney or nothing that they provide over there. Come on.
Nah. What?
The apricot chutney.
I'm from here, bro. I'm from here. Nah.
Oh, see, I know about all that stuff over there. So
yeah,
it's
like, nasty. It's not good.
Nah, that chutney is awesome.
Nah, bro.
You're lying.
Nah, it's nasty.
Caddy Cowboy, you hear this right now?
Chutney. Real chutney? Are you using their ingredients?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
What ingredients you using from there?
I don't know. They're African and they make it for me, so I don't know.
And then they bring it here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the same. No, not at all. Their ketchup tastes like tomatoes and molasses.
Oh yeah, I've never had the ketchup, just their chutney. They had the apricot chutney. It was amazing. And the chili. They make their chutney's got to be good. They make fucking Lay's potato chips out of it.
Really?
Yeah, you can get chutney potato chips over there.
Yeah, I'm just not putting that on my ribs.
All right, I got you.
know
I
what
got
I'm
you.
saying?
Their meat chutney's where it's at.
Nah, I'm not doing that either.
All right.
Don't play with your food, man. Come on.
So, all right, take us into the flavor of the giraffe, man. Because that's
it tastes exactly like legit, like venison.
Really?
It was weird. I was like, this is a deer? Like, are they part of the deer family? I don't know. They might be, but it tastes exactly like venison, but it's really grainy because it's such a big animal. Like, the muscle fibers are huge. The veins are like 2 thumbs.
Wow.
The arteries is huge. But the texture, everything felt the same. It was just grainy. They usually do it like a stew meat. So I wish I could bring some of that back. I'd bring nothing but the ribs.
Yeah.
The ribs got to weigh at least 3 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Each
piece.
Yeah.
Well, that small one.
That
I don't know about that big one.
Small short rib.
Big one look like a samurai sword, bro.
So what was the next critter in line?
That shoot next day. A wildebeest. A blue wildebeest.
Nice. How was that hunt?
That was it was crazy because we was in like a regular blind and we was like hooked to a tree and the wind was crazy. And they had sables. These sables have never been hunted. So the sables are there to like make the other animals feel comfortable. Like, oh, nothing's happening. So they're eating. First the Gims bucks come in, then the warthogs run in, they getting ran off. And then here comes the wildebeest. And every time I try to get a shot, it'd be something behind it. Because whenever I shoot, get passed through. Except for the giraffe, he was huge. So I was like waiting. I think it was like a 35-yard shot. Double lung. Smoked it. But he went about almost 60 yards.
Still ran 60.
Still ran. Blood everywhere.
Really?
They're tough. They call it poor man's buffalo. Like, they're a tough animal.
I wonder how far he would have ran if he would have cut the Zeus loose.
Ooh. I don't know. He probably got cooked or something. Is it a lightning bolt?
Yeah. Well.
Shout out to Nick. What's up?
There you go. There you go. Oh, you know Nick?
I know everybody.
There you go. There you go. That's cool. So, Jill, what's your bucket list for a hunt? I know you want to get out there.
I do.
So what are you looking forward to getting out there and doing? Do you want to start with turkey or deer or even a hog hunt? I mean, is there something on your bucket list you want to start with?
Nothing specific. I guess whenever the opportunity comes around, whether it be something here local or I have been asked to go out west to Washington State to go on an elk hunt.
Ooh.
Heather.
Jump on that.
Well, it'll be a spike elk, obviously, because I don't have the time in to do the drawing of the numbers, whatever, how they do it out that way.
Right.
But yep, I have a friend of mine, Heather, from back in the days of bow manufacturer I used to deal with, that has offered to hook me up.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, I mean, if you went out to Montana, how would you picture that hunt to go? Like, I mean, what would your goals be, and how would you expect it to go?
I have no idea.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Let's create. You have a quite the imagination with the bowstring combination stuff like that. So you got to get creative. So using your imagination, how do you think that would go, that hunt? Like how do you picture entering the hunt, leading up to the kill in your head?
Well, unfortunately, I'm kind of a bull in the china shop, so I need to be a little more quiet as I'm walking. You like that, huh, Theo?
I don't even know what it means. I don't even know what it means.
A bull in the china shop. She'd be breaking glass and just causing a ruckus.
If you put a full-size bowl in a china shop.
Oh, so you're talking like China
clink.
dishes?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was.
You never heard that before?
Nah, we don't got China shops where I'm from. Got plastic plates, bro.
In the hood.
Yeah, no China in there.
Yeah, solo cups.
Yeah, new
Solo
China.
cups.
Red solo cups.
Yeah,
all day.
The red ones.
Red ones.
Or the styrofoam one.
You could still stick those in the dishwasher. Dishwasher safe.
If you can afford a dishwasher, do not do that. Just gonna throw that out
No,
there.
I'm saying sometimes it comes with the apartment. So.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't even reuse those, all right?
Yeah.
Just a little tip for all of y'all, all right?
Hey, you forget I'm Mexican, right?
Are you?
Yeah.
On this side?
Yeah.
You swim all the way over here?
Of course.
Get out of here.
I'm a swimmer.
No way.
Yeah.
What part?
Monterrey.
I don't know where it's at. I just asked.
It's like 3 hours south of El Paso,
Get out
Texas.
of here. For real?
Yeah.
What? So
Yeah,
you
man.
eat tacos enjoying?
Yeah, man.
Empanadas?
No, empanadas is
That's Swedish.
no.
I'm like, what?
I mean, we make
They got that
empanadas,
one?
but empanada, you get empanada from Puerto Rico. That's
Yeah.
mainly beef.
Yeah, we eat pastelillos.
Pasteles, pasteles, right? Yeah.
I don't
So,
think
all
the
right.
people really give a shit.
No, they don't. So back to
gotta
Jill. So back to Jill.
Back to
I
Jill.
got a question,
Envisioning
though.
the hunt.
I got a question for Jill. So most of your archery has all been target and 3D and field like that.
Still holds
Yes.
two
Yep.
records in
Yep.
Rhode Island.
Actually,
Oh,
why don't
yeah?
we segue
Yeah.
into that? Because we have a lot of target shooters that listen to the show. Tell us a little bit of your background with that and what you find to be most helpful target shooting.
Well, for me, I guess it kind of comes a little natural, I guess. I drive some of the guys crazy here in the store when I can put my bow down for like a year and pick it up and like an...
We've heard all about that, actually. We heard about your trick shooting in the shop.
Oh, yeah. The guys egged me on enough that I finally had to shut them up a little bit and
Yes,
show them how it's done.
Yeah.
Maybe we got to record some of that.
I
Maybe
like
we
that,
need to
yeah.
see that
We're
today.
gonna have the footage of that.
She's good at that.
Yeah.
Just not on 3D anymore.
Yeah, I'm a little rusty on my yardage judging.
Yeah.
What's your records you hold? The two records you hold in Rhode Island?
It's in Rhode Island State Records. One is, I think they're both in the youth division, I think. Maybe one adult. But both shooting my retired bow that's up on the wall over there. And, I think maybe one with Olympic recurve as well. But there's a couple of records out there that have yet to be broken. And they're all shooting fingers. This is when finger shooting was still a big thing back then, more so than release shooting. So, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
a little
What
old-
are
a
the
little
records?
school. I have no idea. I'd have to look them up.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome. So then you must be familiar with the Hall family then too, yeah?
I am, yep. When I was doing all my stuff, I'd make the trek up the halls and shoot some of their tournaments that they were having. In fact, I forgot which hall member it was, but back in the day when we first opened, he was actually our sales rep for Bear Archery.
Oh, wow.
We're going
no
way
kidding.
back.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see who that would be.
I bet you it was...
I think it was Barry.
Was it Barry?
I think it was
Yep.
Barry.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we're
That would
in
make sense.
Yeah. Trev and Ryan known the Hall family for many years, and I've grown to be friends with specifically Billy and Gary mostly.
Because Billy's now an Olympic trainer.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's an Olympic trainer, and Gary's more the hunter side of the family, and he actually made those arrows
D&M.
that Trev brought in.
D&M Custom, yep.
Yep, D&M Custom made the Day 6 arrows for all of us, and we're just waiting for Ryan to get his. What, probably next year, you think?
Yeah, probably next year I'll change my whole setup.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's cool, man. So, target shooting. So you're the shit when it comes to target shooting.
I've been told I am.
Yeah. So that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. So what do you think is the biggest obstacle for you right now as far as getting it back into the woods or getting into the woods? What do you think the biggest obstacle is?
The biggest probably obstacle is I'm here making strings. Yep.
For me.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I got another set for you that I got to do.
5.
Not yet.
They'll be here in 2 weeks.
You get me the string specs.
I forgot. Yeah,
You
right.
Yeah, huh?
I see where your problems lie.
Yeah.
I send that text right now.
But no, I'm usually here during the season trying to make sure everybody else's stuff is ready to go, and that's usually somewhat that keeps me out of the woods. Is I get here about, I don't know, busy season. I was here about 7:30 in the morning, and wouldn't leave till like 8, 9 o'clock at night. Just back there making strings, and thankfully Jonathan there, my right hand man, worked on a lot of the bows for me as well. But it was a team effort to get everything done during the season. So it's usually when we're busy, and I try to make sure like all you guys are out there in the woods before I am.
Right.
Just like a carpenter gets everybody's works done, but doesn't get their house done.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Definitely can relate there. Everyone's car is running really good, and mine's a POS.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, yeah, that explains a lot. Well, I'm sure King Shaka over here is going to do diligence to try to get you out in the woods. You said there's state land piece 10 minutes away from here.
Yep.
So there's no excuse, man. You got to get her out there.
She has land.
Oh, I know.
She got her own land.
I know.
Is there a big buck cruising on that?
Yeah.
Is that what's going on?
I don't know.
Really?
See for yourself. Let me pull up my picture here.
Oh.
She's already on it. She's on it.
That's awesome.
I had her on a hog hunt earlier this year.
Yeah?
Ready to go.
That's awesome.
That's one guy that's up there on the piece of property.
Nice. How's it look, Trev?
That's a real nice deer.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. He's gorgeous.
Oh, yeah. Look
at
at
him.
that. Yeah, he's a cruiser.
He's a
That's
cruising
awesome.
for a bruising.
Yeah, real
That's
nice
awesome.
deer. Yeah, it's beautiful deer.
That's all her.
Yeah, you need to get there. Get that.
I'm going to check the trail camera tomorrow, and I go back out that way and see if he's still coming around.
So, I mean, with your store hours, I mean, there's no real hindrance for you to get out there and sneak out there, like maybe select a day here and there, be like, yo, Jonathan, I'm going to come in late.
No, there's really no
Mondays.
excuses.
Got to get out there.
all day.
Well, we're going to keep checking in on you, and we're going to make sure you're going.
Yeah, we're going to keep tabs. You want to know why? Because you're a shooter. If you're the shit at target shooting, so shooting's not your problem. You just got to get out
I
there.
want to see that grip and
there.
grin with that bad boy. I want
Yeah.
to see you holding that thing.
And now, can you check in your own deer?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, then you need to start shooting them.
I just need help to gut it and butcher it. I don't know that part.
There you go.
It's easy.
Yeah, shit, call us. We'll come down.
Yeah,
we'll come down in a
I'll take
heartbeat
the
and help
hour and
you.
a half
Yeah,
ride.
we're not
For
far.
sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's an extra hour for me, but it's worth the ride.
We can
It's
even
worth
do
ride.
the Euro mounts.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Trev over here, he's a taxidermist. He does Euro mounts. So
Ah, nice.
see, it's good to know people.
I think this
So
place
there-
needs a little bit of Euro mounts in it.
Yeah.
So there is a discount code then, huh?
Friends and family only.
Yeah. So, back to Theo. What was the probably the critter that stands out the most aside from the giraffe that you got to slay while you were over there? What was the most exciting hunt? Let me put it that way.
That's a hard one.
Why, they were all pretty eventful, or?
Me and shooting is always eventful. Like,
Yeah. Why is that though?
Cause if it ain't fun, I don't want to do it. Like,
True.
If I'm not having a good time, count me out. Sorry.
True. I mean, I know I could speak for all hunters. One, we're out there. It's like we're already having fun because we're out there, and just the thrill of having the potential to get blood on the ground. So, what was your kind of yes moment, where you just stopped and took it all in?
Actually, it was just the whole hunt. Like, after I had finished everything, I was just like, I did it. I did it again.
That's awesome.
What was the feeling like when you walked up to that giant giraffe? Like, what was going through your head?
The taxidermy bill.
Oh.
I was like, man, I'm bugging.
No,
right
that was
now.
coming out of your pocket.
I was like, that's bugging. What did I do? Why did I do this? So many mistakes in my life. Why?
Yeah.
It was,
Now, you got a lot of shit for that, right? Like on social media
I got
and
some
stuff?
death threats from some
Of
emo
course.
kids. It was sweet.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you think of some off the top of your head?
One was like, I hope your family dies, or how about I come to your house and murder you? I'm like, bro, you need my address? Like, come through. Like, it's all, come.
Yo, Portia, go get the chopper.
She got it ready. Yeah. She probably was trying to use it on the kids. I said, sit down. Y'all chill out. Your mother's bugging right now. She's militant.
Come on, man. I'm trying to get it out of you. What was the one that got you most excited? Like, oh, shit. Like,
nah, I don't got one.
Well, tell me about the Warhog then.
The Warhog was dope. Just to see the blood come out.
Yeah?
And I was like, oh, yeah.
Give us a play-by-play for that.
Oh, that's easy. So we got in. It was hot. Dempsey was sweating. Then the fire ants came in. So I'm over there doing like a little rain dance trying to get the ants. I'm like, yo, I'm not trying to get bit. Then I got this thing. I always have to have Skittles when I hunt. It's like Marshawn Lynch. I got to have like 3 Skittles. If I don't have Skittles, I'm not going to hit nothing. So I had my Skittles. He came right out. They get on like their front legs and put their butt up like a little yoga pig or something and to eat. And he's like, I think he's like 34 yards, 33 yards. And I'm like, all right, so what you think? You think I should smoke it? He's like, if you think you can. I'm like, think. What you talking to?
Now, did you roll it up before you smoked it?
Nah. I let it fly.
Oh, okay.
Just let it fly straight out the bowl, baby. It flew, went through, blew right out. Blood was everywhere. And then I carried it out on my shoulders. That was the crazy part.
Nice.
I was like, yo, this is great. Then I felt it dripping. I'm like, wait, we got lions out here. Let's put this down. Y'all carry this. Y'all carry this.
You guys got prime rib walking on your shoulder.
But, like, the hunt that did it for me, like, out of every hunt I've pretty much done was my bear hunt.
Really?
It took me, like, almost 4 years to get a bear with a bow.
Where'd you go for that?
I was in Maine. I was in, I think it was Spalding, Maine.
Now, is that lottery or you could buy the tag?
You could buy a tag. I did it with hounds, too, which was...
really?
It was crazy.
Dude, we need to hit up Mock.
Yeah. A lot of people frown upon hound hunting. I find that people frown upon different hunting styles because they can't do it. Like, people are like, oh, baiting's bad. If you could bait, you probably would bait.
Yeah. And baiting's tough. Like, that's a technique, too.
Once the natural stuff comes down, that don't mean they're going to come. They're going to go to what they're used to.
Right.
But with the hounds, that was crazy. Like, to hear the dogs going...
Oh, crazy, right?
Oh,
and then I got lucky. My trek into the wood was only 420 yards or something like that. Usually it could be 4 miles, you know what I mean? We get there, they're yelling.
If they actually tree.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't tree.
They don't. So, like, it was 2 of us. It was me and some guy from, I think he was from Iowa. If it was on the ground, because he was rifle hunting, he got the shot. If it was in the tree, I'll take the shot. So mine was treed. He's like, you ready? I'm dead under it. I'm like, this is about to go down. And I just tore a ligament in my elbow. So Joe had to turn my bow down.
I did.
I actually had to get new limbs.
You did?
I was shooting. I went from shooting like 80. I think that bow was like 82 pounds or something like that. And I had to shoot. I think my bow was 64. But it didn't come from archery. I was trying to play ball with some young kids, and I ain't young no more. And I hurt myself. So I drew back. Let it fly straight through the chest. I saw the arrow go out. I'm like, oh, I'm going to find my arrow on the way out. They're like, no, you're not. I found it on the way out. Like, stuck in the ground. Yeah.
So, obviously, everyone stood behind you if you're shooting
They were close. They was like as far, probably 4 feet, 5 feet behind me.
Right.
And I shot up, and then the bear just slid down. Like, he wasn't dead. He slid down. There's a whole blood trail coming down the tree. And them dogs is tough. They was like, oh, rah, rah. And they went right at it. And the guy from Virginia, he's like, shoot again. I can't lose my dogs. And I'm like, bro, he's dead. He's dying. He's like, shoot again. I'm going to shoot. I'm like, all right, don't put no bullets in my bed.
Yeah.
So I shot again, straight through the shoulders, complete pass through. He just dropped. Nice. And he's like, I think you missed. I'm like, no, I had 2 holes in the heart.
Yeah.
One coming this way, one coming around. I'm like, I know where to hit. It was right there. It wasn't far.
Right.
But, yeah, that hunt for me was everything. Because I've been chasing it forever. It took forever. I was like, I'm never going to get a bear with a bow.
So just for the record, when did you start hunting again?
2000.
I think it's 16.
16, right?
Bow hunting, 16.
Right. Yeah, bow hunting.
Yeah, for bow hunting. Hunting, I started, it was like 2013, 2012.
Yeah, so you're a fairly newer hunter.
Yeah, I grew up around it. Like every
Right.
summer I went down south.
Right.
My mom's from South Carolina, across South Carolina. My grandfather had a farm. So I had to take care. When I was down there, you worked. If you sleeping in the house, you're gonna do something.
Right.
So I had to take care of the pigs. I thought the pigs was my pet.
Right.
Until we had to eat them, and I was crying. I had to shoot it with a I think it was a 270. Shot it. Then he made me gut it. I'm pulling out the guts. I'm crying the whole time. I ate though because I was fat. I was a fat little kid. I still ate. I was crying, and ever since then,
You taste so good.
my grandfather always, Mr. Granddad, we call him Ben. His name's Ben Jefferson. He always said, "You have to eat from the land to live on the land." So from then on, I knew that going to the grocery store was a commodity, like something you was privileged to do.
Right.
But hunting to me is like to put organic food into my kids' mouths is everything. Like,
right.
Because you don't know what's in this food nowadays. You know, they growing meat in a building. Like, it's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
You know, people are like, how could you eat that? I'm like, how could you eat something you don't know where it came from? It says it's organic. I was like, I could put a sticker on that and say it's organic. You know what I mean?
But it's USDA approved.
Yeah.
My ass. Well, what the fuck is USADA? Whatever.
I thought it was a house loan in the beginning. I'm like, they do house loans too? This is amazing. Can I get some meat with my house? Like,
they fill the fridge.
Man, right? Not really. They take away from the fridge. You know what I'm saying? It's expensive out here.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I've been in it hard, and I love bow hunting. I could probably never go back to rifle hunting. I'm not taking anything away from rifle hunting. I mean, for me, it got to be 500 plus yards, but bow hunting is the ultimate. Close or far. It's about executing the shot. You got to be on point, you know.
So what's on your bucket list? I mean, you already hit a ton of ours going across seas to Africa, which we plan to do, if not next year, definitely 2021.
I know a guy.
So do we.
We know a couple guys.
Yeah.
I know a few guys.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to know. We like to network. What's on your bucket list here in North America?
Grizzly bear.
Grizzly. You were talking about that.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about what you expect to go into and how you want the outcome to be. I mean, obviously you want to be successful, but do you ever think like, oh, I might be in a tough situation or like get caught up, maybe surprised?
Oh, that's all I want. I mean, my whole dream is to be 10 to 12 yards from the bear, smoke it, and have it charge me and pull out my buoy and just go at it and come out with like a seal scar and then write a song. You know what I mean? Be rich. Like, you know.
You mean you're not going to yell, Bear?
No.
Bear, please go away.
Nah,
Bear.
not that. Nah, I'm going to cut him. We're going down. I've been waiting my whole life for that. I mean, it's hunting. It's an expensive hunt. And you got to factor that in. Like, you might not see anything. The weather might not cooperate. You know what I mean? But my dream is to go get a massive grizzly bear. I want it to roar. I want to feel its power. Like, me personally, I'm extremely cocky in myself, so I feel like I'm the strongest thing out there. I want to feel. I think that's one of the only animals I might fear. I've been close to a lion. I've held like a 6-month lion, playing around with it. But a grizzly bear, you shoot grizzly bears, they never retreat. They come right at you. I want to see that. I want to grasp like this is what nature is. Like, it's nothing to play with.
You ain't the top of the food chain at that point.
Nah, I need that fear.
Yeah.
But when he dropped, then I will be, and then you can't stop me now. Now we got a problem.
Wu-Tang Grizz ain't
All
nothing to fuck
day.
with.
I'm gonna start a whole song going on with that thing.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna wear like a grizzly skin hoodie.
There you go.
All day.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
You make 2 of them. I get you one.
Word.
You'll be
Word,
the
I'm
next
down.
Grizzly Adams.
Nah, I'll be better than Grizzly Adams. You know what I'm saying? He ain't get a grizzly. Did
Grizzly
he get
Shaka.
Did he get a grizzly?
Grizzly Adams, isn't he a golfer?
No. Nah, he was the guy in the show that tamed the grizzly, whatever. Like, lived with the grizzly or something like that.
I don't want, nah.
Wait,
Did he die? Did he die from?
Recently, I think so.
I want to take his life.
Yeah, like, I want to take his life. I want to be your friend. Nah.
I want to choke him.
So most from what I hear, anyways, because I've never been on a grizzly hunt, but most guides, they bring a rifle.
Yeah, they bring a rifle or like a Smith & Wesson 500.
Especially someone going out there with a bow. They're
Listen,
like,
they better bring 2.
Ain't no need to shoot. If you're afraid, stay on the boat.
Right.
I'll handle it. I only need you there for legal purposes. You know, you need a guide to hunt, somebody from that state.
Right.
Don't worry about me. You're not getting sued.
That's awesome, man.
I'm worth more.
I'm going to be dead.
Yeah, shoot. My wife going to get $700K. I'm going to come back with a different name myself. I might die. You know what I mean?
I'm going to be the next salmon.
All day.
Oh, man. So that's pretty cool. So made it to the first ending segment of the show is Ninja Tip of the Day. Let's start with Jill. Ninja Tip of the Day for shooting archery. What do you got for us? What's the best ninja tip that you could give any archer out there?
Just be confident in your equipment and just practice. That's pretty much it.
And what would you say? That's actually really good advice to get to know your equipment and practice. What would you say is the number one thing that they should always remember to do?
They need to put some wicked twisted bowstrings on their bows.
Yeah. Boom! Yeah. There we go. See, you're catching on to it. See, you got this down. You got this down.
I'm trying.
What about you, Theo? Ninja tip of the day. What do you got for a hunter? Ninja tip of the day. Especially being a newer hunter, what would you say to a newer hunter? Best advice that you could give?
Practice. Practice is number one.
Practicing what, though?
Practice what you will shoot. Practice what you will shoot with. If you don't shoot with your quiver on, practice and hunt that way. Shoot your broadheads. Don't just put them on and expect it to fly the same. You know, you got to be true. Once you let it fly, it got to die. If you don't, you're messing it up.
Ooh, I'm writing that.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get...
Let it die.
Yeah, oh, you know about let it fly, let it die? Yeah.
Oh, man. I like that. Ryan, hit it. All right, so let's start with Theo this time. What rattles your antlers? What gets under your skin? What bothers you the most?
In bow hunting?
Bow hunting. Yeah, whether it be people, equipment, or even life in general. What rattles your antlers?
It'd have to be, for me, it's people. Mostly hunters in itself. Like me, I've gotten, when I post pictures of some of my hunts, you get oh, nice kill, but I wouldn't shoot a giraffe. Some of the most hate you get is from your own, you know, and we as a group of people, we should be sticking together. I don't frown against any legal hunting style. And I think we find that, you know, if you don't do it my way, it's not that, you know, it's not the highway, it's not right. And I think that right there just gets under me. I hate when people just rag on each other, not even jokingly, just being mean, especially when we're fighting for the same cause to be able to hunt and bring food home. That's something that gets under my skin. I can't take it.
That's what rattles your antlers.
Oh, man.
Yeah. We couldn't agree more. I mean, we preach the greater good and unity and the brotherhood specifically, which does include ladies, because it's more about the family and just the brotherhood of it all, the camaraderie and sharing deer camp, whether it's slaying turkeys or, in your case, giraffes. Yeah.
Babies.
Yeah. Whatever.
Warthogs.
Yeah.
Monkeys.
Liberals. I mean.
Liberals.
Oh, don't get me going.
That's
Ladies.
a lottery system, though. You can't buy those over the counter.
Yeah,
those
you
tags
can.
yet.
You can get them in mass.
Really?
Hey, about a dozen.
Oh, nice. I got to hunt mass. So, Jill, what rattles your antlers?
Well, I have to say I'm kind of with Theo on this. It really gets me going for the people who, give other hunters a hard time, like Theo said, within the hunting community, instead of us all kind of coming together and realizing that we're all doing it for the same purpose, which is conservation. And that's, I'm with Theo on that one. That's really gets underneath my skin, is people just not trying to help one another. And just trying to grow the sport as a whole and just keep it moving forward for the future generations to come. And we don't want to, see the sport go away.
Nah.
That's awesome. Yeah, we agree 100%. So, Theo, before we wrap it up, man, let the listeners know where they can find you on social media.
Instagram, my last name, Hardmon, T1, the number, on the Instagram and Facebook. Just look up Theodore Hardmon. I'm the only Theodore Hardmon out there. Ain't nobody like me.
The one and only.
Also known as Silky.
Silky.
Oh, you gotta see the video. Dude, you never seen the video?
No, I don't think so. You're gonna have to show me after.
I got the soul glow in there.
AKA Silky. AKA King Shaka.
I'm smooth out here, baby.
What name don't you have?
Smooth.
Not loser. Loser. Not a killer. Missing bugs.
Ain't nada. So, Jill, where can we find you on social media?
Well, I also do have a Facebook page for the shop and Wicked Twisted Bowstrings, so you can find me in all three of them. Jill Oliveria for my personal page, Trader Jan's Archery Pro Shop for the archery shop, and then Wicked Twisted Bowstrings for the bowstrings.
Awesome. So
Instagram too.
Oh yeah, Instagram.
Pro 78.
Yeah, BowPro78 is my Instagram.
Nice. Nice. That's awesome. So what better way to end the show with a round of positivity? Because this whole episode's been, we've been laughing our ass off the whole time. So let's start with round of positivity with Trev.
Oh, great. Thanks. Appreciate it. Round of positivity is, Jill just allowing us to come up here and spend the day. It's been an awesome experience. This is just one of the greatest places in the world. I kind of don't want to leave. You mind if I pitch a tent in the corner here and just?
Not at all. Be my built-in watchman.
I really, it's been so surreal. Honestly, this place is just amazing. The 3D course, the regular, you got a couple of customers here right now that are, playing around. What are they, probably those are rental boats or something?
Yep, they're shooting the rental gear. Yep.
It's just so cool here. There's just so much going on. It's just like it's like a playscape for adult archers. So we can't thank you enough.
Awesome.
No problem.
My round of positivity is just this right now. Being able to bring the whole crew this time. The stars aligned, our schedules agreed, and just getting you guys on the show. I know this is something we've been meaning to do. Just wanted to get the whole collective here as a group, and it's really cool to. The acoustics here ain't bad.
No.
I was actually worried because we're in an old mill factory, and I was actually getting a little concerned because you got the parkour on the upper floor.
Yep.
But they quieted down. Maybe they're tired. I don't know.
They're waiting for the bongos.
Yeah, or maybe they're like, oh, whoa, ECB's in the house. We got to shh. Well, what do you got, round of positivity?
Oh, man, you guys really hit the arrow on the bullseye on this one, man, what you guys were saying. So, Trader Jan's and Wicked Twisted Bowstrings are awesome. Again, thanks for Jill for letting us in here and for Theo for making us freaking laugh all damn day long with his videos.
And the bowstrings. We got all new
Wicked Twisted Bowstrings, man. Like I said, the old Z28 is back in action. It's looking good. New friends, new camaraderie. It's been a hell of a day, and this place isn't that far away, so we're going to be back.
Yeah,
we're going to be back for sure.
Awesome. Theo, what you got? Round of positivity.
I love it. We just having fun.
Hell yeah.
You guys is cool. Like I said, I don't make friends. I make family, so y'all welcome to the cookout.
Awesome. We're part of the fam now.
All day.
That's awesome. Jill, what do you got? Round of positivity. Close this out.
Well, I just want to thank you guys for allowing Wicked Twisted Bowstrings and Trader Jan's to be part of your team. And I look forward to many years together. And, yeah.
Awesome. That's it. What better way to close it? So stay stepping.
And stay slaying.
Podcast go straight to hell. Yeah, speaking of hell, check out East Coast Bowhunting Podcast.
We keep it real on the East Coast. First of all, I'm addicted to the show.
I like that. That's cool. Okay. Full bore hunt. You live it. You breathe it.
It's a whole different world.
Just East Coast has a little bit more of an edge and a grind. It's a fantastic thing.
You guys are fucking awesome.
Well, number one is you guys like beer.
I want to feel like I'm hanging with the boys.
You're the guys who showed up.
But I actually saw Jesus.
The point where it is now, where it's insane.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Just want to get the realest people possible in the industry. If you're not pissing people off, you're not doing it right.
Nothing forced. It's all fucking natural.